Hey lovelies, welcome back to Nikki Naturals channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you have a wonderful time browsing through my content, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So today I'll be discussing with you 15 reasons why your natural hair may not be growing. Alright, so please note, I'm just giving you the information based on research and also based on medical knowledge, and I'm not saying that this is what you should do. It's up to you, whatever you decide on based on the information that is presented. All right, so without any delays, let's jump right into things. So number one, the very first thing on our list, medications. So medications can actually, there are certain medications that can actually cause your hair to fall out and prevent your hair from growing. You have medications such as NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and you also have some others that treat seizures, anti-seizure medication. So those, and also I've learned recently that even oral contraceptives can have an effect on your hair growth. It's important that you know this, because you might be beating yourself up and wondering, why isn't my hair growing, when it might be a particular medication that you're taking. Secondly, it can also be a particular health condition that you have that might be affecting your hair growth. There are certain conditions such as thyroid issues, hypothyroidism, hypothyroidism, underactive thyroid, overactive thyroid, that can result in hair loss, because you know the thyroid glands and the thyroid hormones play a major role with the function of the human body, and it also plays a role in terms of hair growth. Also, persons with autoimmune diseases such as lupus may also experience hair loss. So they might have just the hair become thinner and thinner as time goes by, or they may experience clumps of hair falling from their head. All right, so that may be another contributing factor to why your hair may not be growing. All right, let's jump into the third thing. But before I go to that, I just want to encourage you. It's always good to go to your doctor, go to a dermatologist and a medical doctor to see, to screen you if you have any of these conditions, if you're having problems with your hair growth, hair loss, all of that, so that you can know what exactly is the issue. Another thing why your hair may not be growing is because you may have a vitamin or mineral deficiency. You know that vitamins and minerals are essential for hair growth, especially vitamin A, vitamin B as well. And also in terms of minerals, zinc also plays an important role in hair growth. Research has shown that when your body lacks zinc, or you don't consume any zinc at all, it increases your risk for hair loss. So there's some association with zinc and hair loss, right? Also, we want to ensure that we consume more iron-rich foods, that or liver, red meat, callaloo. Those, I'm not sure if callaloo is an international food, but right. So those sources are rich in iron, and it does help. So what iron does is actually it aids with the production of red blood cells, and it also assists with hair growth. The lack of iron in the diet, or in the body, can result in poor hair growth, because you need the iron to help boost circulation and send the blood to the scalp so that the hair can grow. Another reason why your hair may not be growing is because you fail to massage your scalp. Yes, sis, I said that. Massage is really important for hair growth. It really helps to stimulate the blood flow to the scalp. So when you use those fingers, those tools that God has blessed you with, to massage that scalp area. It basically helps to stimulate those blood vessels and say, hey, you need to send some blood up here. We need to get the hair growing, right? So it's very important that you massage your scalp. And so you may be doing all those treatments, all those deep conditioning, wearing protective styles, but still when you apply, if you apply oil to your scalp, if you're one of those persons who do apply oil to your scalp and you do massage, you may not get the result that you desire, and massage really helps with hair growth. So guys, start massaging those scalps, even if it's just twice for a week. That's a start. Another reason why your hair may not be growing is because you have become a product junkie. So you have been hopping from product to product. Every product out there on the market, you're just into it. I encourage you naturals to stop being product junkies. It doesn't work. Most of the time what it does, it causes damage to your hair. It causes more harm than good. Yes, I know that you're excited about these new products on the market. You want to get those curls bouncing and your hair looking good and slick and all edges laid and everything. That's fine. Nothing is wrong. And you can try your products, but just overdoing it, you have to just know your limit. Because when you go overboard, you can harm your scalp, your hair, and your body as well, right? Next, you have not developed a hair care routine. So you're just all over the place. On a wash day, you do all sorts of things. You don't have a schedule. You don't have a set routine that you stick to. You don't have set products that you work with. And it's important that you find products that work for you, products that you like, and not just what you like, but what your hair likes as well. So find something that works for your hair. If it's a moisturizing agent, if it moisturizes your hair well and your hair love it, stick to it. And you'll get the best out of your hair, trust me, by developing a routine. You can check out, there's so many routines on the internet, so you can adopt a thing or two. And you can also check out my hair care routine. Very basic, very simple. Wash days are also simple as well, so you can check it out. I'll put the link in the description and see what you can adopt. I'm not saying that you should go ahead and, you know, adopt the full routine, but if you see something you like, go run with it, child. Go run with it. Next, you may have been putting too much traction on your scalp. So what I mean by this, you may be styling your hair and styling it in a way that you cause the strands, we put pressure on the strands, so you pull on the strands. So for example, you tend to bun your hair, put your hair in one and bun it, and while, you know, going through the actions of getting your hair in one, you catch it up so tightly that you can hardly smile, you can hardly blink because it's so painful and it pulls on the roots, right? So we don't want that. We want to throw out those type of styles, those type of braids that keeps pulling on our strands and causing our root to become inflamed. And you know that when that happens, when the inflammation happens, you increase your risk for your scalp becoming sore and increase your risk for infection and fungal infections and bacterial infections, right? And we don't want that. So no tight hairstyles, we're throwing them out the door, all right? Another reason why your hair might not be growing, listen to this, listen to this. All right, so we tend to say that we're protecting our hair. We're wearing protective styles. Protective styles are great. I'm wearing a protective style right now, and that's fine. It's loose, it's nice, and I'm maintaining it, right? So a lot of naturals wear protective styles. However, whether it be a wig or whatever, a lot of naturals wear protective styles. However, they leave their hair unattended to for months. And naturalists, this cannot happen. You should, this, well, it happens, but this ought not to be so, right? When you allow these things to happen, you are damaging your scalp. Your scalp has buildups for months, for days, for weeks. You might also develop the fungal infections and scalp infections, and we don't want that. And so when you leave your hair in protective styles for unattended to, you basically will see that your hair grow, right? You can see the growth at the root. However, you're not retaining length. So if you're constantly wearing protective styles for months and not adding and not moisturizing your hair, not checking on your hair, not massaging the scalp and all of that, then you won't get the best out of your hair. So your hair might be growing then, but the length is not being retained. So because of how damaged your ends are, how damaged your hair is, you lose a lot of hair through shedding, and you also have a lot of breakage, right? So you end up losing, you end up not retaining length at all. Right, so we want to make sure that we maintain our protective styles, right? So even maybe once per week or every 2 weeks, you can check on the style and make sure that you maintain it, moisturize the hair and all of that. Make sure that the hair is in a good condition. Up next, you may not agree with me, but some of us maybe why our hairs are not growing is because we have a hate relationship with water. What do I mean by this? You don't add any moisture to your hair. You don't add any water to your hair. Sis, my water bottle and grease has become my best friend. They don't leave me, I don't leave them, right? Not saying that you're supposed to saturate your hair with water every single day, but make it a part of your regimen. Water does play the role of giving moisture to your hair, and then you can use a sealant and oil to seal in that moisture, and so you know that moisture is needed for your hair to grow. Just like a plant, you pour water on the plant, over time it absorbs the water and the water helps to make it grow. So similarly with our hair. All right, so start developing a love relationship with the water. And I also want to say, do not overhydrate, because I've heard of cases in which persons overhydrate their hair and it actually damages the hair and breaks the hair, and we don't want that. So whatever you're doing, do it in moderation. All right. Another thing, too much heat. Too much heat. Heat is okay. It's okay to use heat, yes. But if you can avoid it, avoid it. Right? If you use heat the right way, then heat can work for you. But if you use heat and don't have a heat protectant, then you're damaging your hair, right? So over time, all right, I want you to consider this. You're frying an egg. Egg is basically rich in protein. You're frying the egg, and if you fry the egg for a prolonged period of time, you realize that the egg starts losing its value and it starts to become hard and tough and rubbery. Similarly with your hair, over time you constantly apply heat, it becomes thinner and it can break, right? Because the heat tends to dry it out and it can result in breakage, right? So we don't want that. So what I encourage you to do is to find natural methods of stretching your natural hair. For those who really cannot do without the heat, ensure that you stretch your hair on low to medium level heat, right? So that you don't damage your natural hair. Another reason why your natural hair is not growing is because you won't keep your hands out your hair. Your hands are always in your hair, and that can work. Over styling. You're always styling your hair. You're over styling. You're overdoing it. Give your hair a break. Allow your hair to rest. Just like how the human body needs rest or hair needs to rest, your hair needs a break from you every now and then. You better believe it, right? So constantly styling your hair every single day. I know it might be something that you enjoy doing, but you still have to consider that over manipulation of your hair can cause breakage and it can cause your hair to dry out. And we don't want that, because you know that when that happens, you're gonna lose the hair. Your hair is gonna break and it's not gonna be as healthy as you want it to be, right? So avoid over manipulation at all costs. All right, so what you can do to minimize that, do some protective styles so it can last you for a week or a few days, 4 or 5 days, so you don't have to be in your hair every single day. Another reason why your hair may not be growing is because you have a lot of split ends. And if you have split ends, what happens? Every time your hair grows, your hair will break. So the split ends become thinner and thinner. They break, they separate over time, and then your hair becomes thin. So when you style your hair and you pull on the strand, it just snaps. So if you constantly have a lot of split ends and you don't deal with it, then your hair, you will not see results as it relates to hair growth. So you can do a trim every now and then, or you can do deep conditioning methods, various hair care methods to treat split ends. And I've been hearing a lot about a few products that does help with split ends, so you can check that out. I might do a video on that as well. All right, so get rid of those ends or repair those ends. So you get rid of them or repair them, whatever you have to do, but they need to go. Okay, all right. So another reason why your hair might not be growing is that you're shampooing too much. I know there are some persons who actually shampoo every single day. Why? Really? Did you know that medically there's no set reason why you're supposed to shampoo your hair? They only there's no, let me see if I say this right. So there's no set reason like to say, all right, it's a must, it's a requirement that you shampoo. No, there's no literature that support that. However, they say based on if you have oily scalp, or if you have certain conditions, medical conditions, that your scalp flare up and you need to wash it. But if you shampoo it too often, the shampoo dries out your hair, and it dries out your hair, so it strips your hair of the moisture, and that increases your risk for breakage. So you don't have any length to retain. Also, there's a thing about sulfate shampoos and all of that, which I love my sulfate shampoos, and I know, just stick to what works for you. So if your non-sulfate shampoo is working for you, stick to it. If your sulfate shampoo is working for you, stick to it. But I just might do a video on that as well. All right, so over shampooing can also dry out your hair. So if you wash your hair too often, every single day, every 2 days, that can contribute to drying out your hair and drying out your scalp and increasing your risk for breakage, right? But in the end, remember, it all boils down to you. Whatever works for you, whatever the conditions, the terms on which you use shampoo, whatever works for you, you have to stick to that. All right? Okay, so another reason why your hair may not be growing is because you're aging. And you know, as we grow older, as another day passes, we get older and older, and our strands become thinner and thinner, and we experience hair loss. And so it's a part of life, and we just have to find a way to embrace it, embrace the journey, because being old is a blessing as well. You get a chance to, getting older is a blessing as well. With age, you gain wisdom, or we hope most people do gain wisdom, right? So embrace the journey. Another reason why your hair may not be growing is that your hair might be at rest. Your hair might be at rest, right? What do I mean by this? Your hair might be on a vacay. So your hair just decide, okay, I'm not going to grow for this time period. I'm just going to rest myself. And it could be doing just that. And I can relate. I remember there was a particular point in time in my life where my hair would just be stagnant. It did not grow an inch or a centimeter. It just did not move. It was always at the same length. I think it was probably right here. And I used to say, why isn't my hair growing? And then I prayed about it and I said, God, I want my hair to grow. And I did not wash my hair, I think, for what, 2 months or so. And within a month, I tell you, my hair grew so much. I have never seen so much length on my hair in such a short space of time. It was amazing. It was mind-blowing. And let me tell you, prayer works. It does work. So saying this to say that though, that your hair definitely do go on vacation. So it rests. It has rest periods. And if your hair is not growing, you're doing all that you have to do, taking your vitamins, eating right, exercising, all of that. Nothing's happening. It's okay. Just don't pressure your hair too much and don't pressure yourself too much. Give your hair some time to grow. And I just want to encourage you, if you have been longing for your hair to grow and it's just not growing, don't be discouraged. Keep trying and don't become obsessed with hair growth that it causes you to damage your hair, damage your mental health. It's not worth it. We don't want that. All right. So while you're on your journey, I encourage you to stay motivated. You will have ups and downs. You may experience big chops, hair loss, breakage, terrible breakage, but it's a part of the journey. And the beauty is when you're able to, you know, look back and say, oh, I've gone through this and look at my hair now. And remember, it's health over length. So it's not about the length really. It's having healthy hair. So we are striving here to have healthy hair. And when you have healthy hair, the length may come if it chooses to. But I am telling you this. These are some of the reasons why your hair might not be growing. All right. I hope this video was helpful to at least someone watching. Remember to like and share and subscribe. Watch the entire video and let this video go viral. All right. So thanks again for watching. Have a great week. Bye.